this week on the NFL Coaches Hot Seat. According to Bleacher Report, Gridiron, Urban Meyer, David Coley, Matt Nagy, and Joe Judge.
Hot boy.
All right, so I don't know if anybody saw this, but after the Vikings won last week, there was an awkward celebration with Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins was screaming his favorite quote, "You like that? You like that?" while punching Zimmer in the chest. It was a very awkward moment. That's how we're starting this off. Mike Zimmer's getting flamed up. I'm sorry.
Let's go! Welcome, everybody, to the Rick D Podcast. Fucking let it ride then. How about them Cowboys? Poyer over McGregor any day. The Rick D platform is live right now.
IMTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get! Yes! What's next? What's next? I gotta get it. I'm not gonna stay fucking down. I'm not gonna stay fucking lying down. I'm not. I can't do it, man. I can't do that. What's next? Give me something else. What can't you do? I can do it. I can do anything.
Welcome to the Talk Your Talk Show, presented by the Rick T platform. I am your host, Eric Holmes. You can follow me on all social media platforms down below at RickT_E. Merry fucking Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. It is the month of December. Yes, it is the month of December. I did say that right. 2021 flew by. The NFL season is going into week 15, man. We are in the midst of some great shit between the college football world, the UFC world, the NFL world, NBA world. Everything is going on right now. And did we just have a great MLB season? Yes, we did. Hockey starting back up, man. So welcome, everybody, to the Talk Your Talk Show, presented by the Rick T platform. Like I said, I am your host. Go ahead and give me a shoot over on Instagram, Twitter, all social media platforms. Follow me down below at RickT_E. Down below, man. We got a hell of a show for you guys here on the Talk Your Talk Show, starting off with the Talk Your Talk sports news. You guys see it down below. Fan control football, NBA, NFL, and college football straight ahead for you. Starting off here in the NFL world is all you guys want to see. And I do want to hit chat real quick, man. We had a couple new viewers, a couple loyal viewers that tune in every week, man. Let's say hello to Caleb Arosta. Heard this is the best place to get my sports news. Is that true, Caleb? Let me tell you, yes, it is. The Talk Your Talk Show, the Rick T podcast, everything on the Rick T platform. If you're in the NFL, NBA, UFC, fan control football, come right here every Wednesday and Saturday night and get your sports news now, man. What's up to my good buddy Tony saying, you already know work wasn't going to stop him from watching. My guy Jalen, what's up? What's up, Jay? Thank you guys for tuning into the Talk Your Talk show, man. My guy Tony Caves, we have a show Christmas night. You lying. It'd have to be a later show, man. And we're going to have to go ahead and talk about that. You guys know I got 2 kids, man. Santa Claus is coming to town, if you know what I'm saying, man. But like I said, starting off with the Talk Your Talk sports news, heading into the NFL. Starting off here, man. NFL now has 75 positive players positive for COVID in the last 2 days per source. And this is all via Adam Schefter for our Talk Your Talk tweet of the day, man. So starting off with that, 75 positive COVID tests in the NFL. I believe that is the most through the 2-year span that COVID has been around in the NFL. But just imagine that. 75 tests. The NFL is still going. Do you guys imagine around this point last year, the year before last, when everybody was freaking out over COVID, things were getting shut down, the NFL season stopped in the midst of it, didn't even get started. You know what I mean? No fans, NBA stopped, had to go into a bubble. Like, it was ridiculous. And now look at this, 75 positive players in COVID, and they know how to handle it. One thing I want to say about that is the NFL, the NBA, every sports league here in America, here in the United States, honestly, I would say, handled it very, very well, man. We shut everything down. We figured it out and did our thing, man. My guy Astro, what up, RTP? What up, my guy Astro? Welcome to the Talk Your Talk show, man. We appreciate you for tuning in always. My guy Tony is laughing at COVID tests. That is not funny. 75 positive COVID tests in one day. That shit is the real truth, man. Starting off with a couple teams on that COVID list, man. Just looking at it. Browns officially have placed these players on the COVID reserve list just today. Cornerback Troy Hill, starter. Safety John Johnson III, starter. Quarterback Baker Mayfield, franchise starter, we think. D-tackle Malik Madwell and D-end, I'm not even going to try to say his name because I don't want to screw that up, but you guys see it there first. It just brings us to this. NFL now has 7 teams in the enhanced COVID protocols. The Browns, the Bears, the Falcons, the Lions, the Rams, the Vikings, and the Washington football team are now in enhanced COVID protocols. And you guys seen it here, 75 positive player tests in the last 2 days. Some teams are going to have to pay for it, and you guys see it there, starting off with the Browns, hitting 7 other teams, 7 other teams, including the Bears, Falcons, Lions, Rams, Vikings, and the Washington football team. It's just ridiculous in the NFL now. I seen a comment on those topics when I read it, man, and it said a lot of people were saying, is the league going to get shut down? And it made me think, man, I don't know. I just said personally on this show, the NFL has handled it great. The NBA has handled it great. We figured it out. We have set these players down, but 75 positive tests in the last 2 days makes you think. What is going on? What is going wrong? You know what I mean? Did we get a little lackadaisical with the COVID protocols? Did we get a little slight with the rules? What's going on? Antonio Brown with the fake vaccination card. Aaron Rodgers, I won't say with the fake vaccination, but with the religious voodoo bullshit, you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think in chat? Go ahead and drop that down below. Lil J6 is saying need to take their draft pick like they did to New Orleans. Man, Jalen, you're always such a hater, bro. Why do you always think that everything that happens to New Orleans needs to happen to somebody else? Let the NFL live, brother. It's not just one team, though. The Saints got the draft pick because they were one team that screwed up. There are 7 teams in the enhanced protocol list, COVID protocol list. The Browns, the Bears, the Falcons, the Lions, the Rams, Vikings, and the Washington football team. What are you going to take? 6 teams, 7 teams draft picks? It just doesn't work that way. Roger Goodell is crazy, but I don't think he's stupid. Let's be honest. Millionaires aren't stupid. They might be crazy, but they ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? Don Clark is saying, what up, fam? Made it home safe. Good, Don. The wind was fucking crazy. Dawn was sending me videos of porta potties flying through her parking lot going about 25, 30 miles an hour. Yes, I said porta potties. Let's hope no one was in them, man. It was crazy, man. Dawn, happy you got home safe and appreciate you for tuning in to the Talk Your Talk show presented by the Rick T platform. Jalen is saying bullshit. It's true, though. Whoa. Oh, okay. He changed his name. I was like, who the fuck is this? RTPT. My guy Tony, man. Browns and the Washington football team are wild. And Lil J6, they need to get it fined. Like the new name? I do. I do, bro. I was confused at first, man. My guy Ty Beamer clocking in. Thank you for tuning into the Talk Your Talk show, brother. Welcome in. Time to get your sports news lit. Let's get popping, man. I started off with the Talk Your Talk sports news. 75 positive player tests. 7 teams in enhanced COVID protocols: Browns, Bears, Falcons, Lions, Rams, Vikings, and the Washington football team. The Browns were hit hard with 3 out of 5 starters. 3 starters out of 5 players on the COVID list. So you would not see Troy Hill or John Johnson III or Baker Mayfield playing Sunday. It's just the way the NFL rolls, just the way the life rolls. Appreciate you guys, man. But yeah, NFL, it's getting wild. New NFL topic right here for you. Cardinals wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is expected to miss the rest of the regular season with a sprained knee, but the team is hopeful to get him back at some point in the postseason. League sources tell me, and Jonathan Fowler at ESPN. Before I get into that, let me go ahead and read this. Hopkins is seeking a second opinion with Dr. Neil Elrach. It is uncertain whether Hopkins will need surgery, but either way, his regular season is believed to have come to an end. Is that a surprise to me? I guess you can say a surprise because it's a knee injury and he's out for the rest of the regular season, which is really 3 to 4 games. It's not too much. But let's be honest, it's a surprise to me because didn't he just come back from missing 3 to 4 games? DeAndre Hopkins might be injury prone. Kyler Murray might be injury prone. Cliff Kingsbury might be off back to the NCAA. I don't know what's going on with this 10-3, 9-3, whatever the best record in the NFL Cardinals. But man, they're not looking good, especially coming off this loss to the Rams. You lose DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray got demolished all game by Von Miller and Aaron Donald. If you guys seen that game, it was ridiculous. Let me go ahead and tell you guys the final score of that game because it was actually a really good game. Rams 30, Arizona 23. Last play of the game. You guys seen that Hail Mary or whatever the fuck that was? I don't really know what it was, but I just don't trust the Cardinals. Do you guys trust the Cardinals even with DeAndre Hopkins? Go ahead and put in the chat if you trust them. Hashtag trust or hashtag hell nah. If you trust the Cardinals, I'm saying hashtag hell nah. They play Dallas here in a couple weeks. I think Dallas is going to give them a run for their money and win that one. They got a couple tough other games coming up on the schedule, and they're going to be worn out before playoffs. If they're this injured, losing players multiple times in one season, they're hopeful to get him back before or in the postseason. Bro, this will be his second time coming back in just 2021. How worn out do you think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be? That's my problem with them. That is literally why I don't see them going far. My guy Astro said it would be the Raiders next week, seeing how they have to play the Browns. Feel like he would be out for the season, and I don't think he's coming back either. This year, they both are always injury prone, and that's what I'm saying. Honestly, I have a problem, and I said this multiple weeks ago on the Talk Your Talk show, multiple weeks ago on the Rick T podcast. Kyler Murray, I'm not sold on. Everyone said he was an MVP caliber quarterback early. Of course, his play style did that until he sat out 3 weeks. He did the same thing last year. He's MVP until his little ass gets hurt. And I like Kyler Murray. I'm a fan of him. I had him in fantasy a couple of years ago. After that year, though, I realized I will never take Kyler Murray again. He let me down. He's not a fantasy quarterback. What is this guy? Is he going to lead them to a Super Bowl? I don't see it. Is he going to lead them to a postseason? We're going to see that this season. He's proved that. But is he a franchise quarterback? I don't know. I can kind of see Kyler Murray in another jersey later on in his career. No, I'm not sold because I'm not sold on Cliff Kingsbury either. Like I said, he's headed back to the NCAA. Cliff Kingsbury, that OU job was open. The USC job was open. The Oregon job was open. There was a bunch of fucking jobs open. He didn't bite. I'm not sold that he's stuck on the NFL yet, though. I think Cliff Kingsbury is still looking at NCAA jobs, and we're going to go ahead and find out about that. Sick hat, bro. Hey, appreciate you, man. You know how to master fit. You know how it is, man. You know how it is. Murray got eaten up this last game. Yeah, man. Vaughn finally got busy. Odell finally got working. Aaron Donald continued to do his thing. Matt Stafford, Van Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, of course. Let's not forget about Cooper Kupp. Jesus fucking Kupp. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Moving on, though. Moving on. This weekend was a weird one. A weird trend from week 14. 4 teams recovered an onside kick, but none of them pulled off the comeback. The Cardinals lost 30 to 23 after receiving that last second comeback or last second onside kick. You guys watched that. Bears lost 45 to 30 after receiving an onside kick. Giants lost 37 to 21 after receiving the onside kick. And the Ravens, yes, the Ravens lost 24 to 22. That was a close game. I believe that was Thursday. Lamar Jackson sprained his ankle. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But man, 4 teams with an onside kick just in week 14, and none of them completed the comeback. You guys see it here. Before this week, there had only been 3 successful onside kicks all season long through 14 weeks. 3 in week 14, 4. None of them had to win though. 0 wins. Crazy stat for you. Moving on, man, to my Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys had custom heated benches made and shipped to FedEx Field to play the Washington football team. The Seahawks reportedly informed Dallas last week that the Washington heated seats visiting benches were manufacturing earlier this season. So the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, the beast he is, had to go ahead and buy ours, fly in our own. So the Dallas Cowboys, I don't have the image for you guys, but you guys probably seen it flying around the internet somewhere this week. Dude, that shit was the funniest shit. You don't come to somebody else's field, bring your custom Dallas Cowboy out heated benches, bring them on their sideline and work that out, man. I wonder if he's going to do that to the rest of our away games. Being that he has them now, you might as well ship them to every game. Make sure we just have our very own custom benches. He has the money. He has the swagger. You guys see his shades on right there. That's my team owner. That's my team. I'm proud to say it. Everyone's like, Jerry Jones sucks. All right. He's got hella championships on his hand. You can fill up a whole hand with championships. And the man's a billionaire. He's living large. He's owned the Dallas Cowboys, bro. He can do anything he wants, and he just proved that this past weekend with this. Flying in our custom heated benches made and shipped. It was beautiful. But speaking of my Dallas Cowboys, man, let's talk about Micah Parsons before I didn't said it. Micah Parsons, defensive player of the year. Not defensive rookie, defensive player of the year. Yes, I did say that. Does anyone know the last defensive player to win defensive player and defensive rookie of the year? Drop it in chat. I'll tell you who the second one's going to be. It's going to be my guy, Micah Parsons, baby. That's right. We took over DC. Yes, sir, Astro. We did that shit. And Astro also gets the question right. Lawrence Taylor. Yes, sir. Astro knows his shit. But let's talk about Micah Parsons, man. He said, and quote last weekend before the game, I don't really think the NFL is that hard. Since week 9, the guy has 9.5 sacks, which is the most in the NFL, 16 quarterback hits, which is most in the NFL, 10 tackles for loss, which is most in the NFL, and 3 forced fumbles, which is tied for the most in the NFL. Can you guys say defensive player of the year? Listen here. He has, I think, 12.5 sacks, which is 3rd in the league. The only 2 that have more than him are TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. Everyone's going to vote them for defensive player of the year. They only have 2 to 2.5 more sacks than Micah Parsons. They're not rookies, and they don't play linebacker. They blitz the quarterback every single play. Micah Parsons, half of his game is coverage, and he's got 2.5 sacks less than them. He's destroying them in tackles. I won't lie on that, but that's because he plays linebacker. I'm excited to read this, man. I voted Parsons to the Pro Bowl. Yeah, definitely vote Parsons to the Pro Bowl. And if you're going to be really unbiased, bro, vote him defensive MVP. I'm not fucking playing. I don't want that as a Dallas Cowboys thing. I want that as a Micah Parsons fucking deserves it thing. Let's be real here, man. Draft steal. Not even a steal. I guess it was just... Okay, yes, draft steal, Astro. I mean, we could have got him at 9 or 10 or whatever we were sitting at. We ended up trading that pick, dropping back to 12. Still got him where we could have got him at 9. It was a beautiful play by Jerry Jones and the whole coaching staff. Mike McCarthy coming in strong with that, though. He was trying to prove that this year was this year. Rookie of the year. No, not rookie of the year. Player of the year. Defensive player of the year, man. He's a young, better version of Von Miller. Come on now. He's better than Von Miller, bro. He's a young more elusive version of Lawrence Taylor or DeMarcus Ware. Von Miller is not enough. I'm sorry to say that. Von Miller is not enough. I love Von. His credentials have proved it. That's like saying TJ is better than JJ. That's not true. He is right now, but his credentials don't prove that. Right now, Micah is better than Von, but in the future, I don't know if it'll turn out that way because how strong Von's credentials are. But, man, Micah is a young star, man, and as a Dallas Cowboy fan, I'm excited to see it. Let's get it, Micah. I love seeing it, bro. Moving on. Bill Belichick, after the Bucs win over the Bills, the Patriots now have a 2-game lead in the AFC East. 2 games over the Bills. Not good. And it was a walk-off win this weekend. Bills, Tampa Bay. They had Bill Belichick in their head the week before that when they lost to the Patriots. And then they had to go and face their all-time rival, Tom Brady, who has beat them multiple times in the past. He's just down in Tampa now. They went down to Tampa still focusing on, we got to beat this guy. Walk-off win in overtime for Mr. Tom Brady, the GOAT. I hate Tom Brady, but, man, do I have respect for this guy more than anybody else, man. But just wanted to let you guys know, Bill Belichick, the most highest bet on Super Bowl right now is Patriots-Buccaneers, which I will be motherfucking goddamned if the Dallas Cowboys let that happen, baby. My Dallas Cowboys, you got to go through a lot of teams. Look, listen here. Before I move on real quick, when teams see this, when they see, okay, the Patriots and the Bucs are the highest ranked Super Bowl. Yes, those are good teams. They're flying right now. I've seen them both lose. The Buccaneers beat Dallas by 3 points in the very first game coming off the Super Bowl. Not impressive. We beat the Patriots. They're not impressive. We have the same record as them. But yet no one's talking about Dallas. Everyone's talking either about the Buccaneers or the Cardinals. Like, where's the sleeper teams that are supposed to make it? Where are people talking about Green Bay? Where are people talking about Dallas? Everyone's a little bit talking about Arizona. No one's talking about the Rams. I still think the Rams are contenders. Believe it or not, I think the Colts. I think the Colts are a very good team that could be very, very dangerous going into the postseason. Watch out. And let's talk about one team that's also very, very dangerous. The San Francisco 49ers, man. Their key weapon, Deebo Samuel, he just continues to just strike fear in grown-ass men in the NFL, man. But in the last 3 games, he's had 6 targets and 22 carries. Let's talk about a running back number 1. I think they're doing this because the San Francisco 49ers, believe it or not, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, that organization itself is built off the run. In this generation, the San Francisco 49ers are built off the run game. That is what Frank Gore did for so many years for them. They've had so many great backs. They still continue to have so many great backs. But who's the best back? That's like, does Atlanta have a good back? Obviously, they're an NFL team. Like, there's no shitty running backs in the NFL. Like, you're obviously going to have a pretty decent back anywhere you go. Free agency, undrafted, it does not matter. They're in the NFL for a reason. Philip Lindsay, for example. But I'm talking about the Falcons right now. Mike Davis, not running back number 1 material, but he is a good back. Cordell Patterson is a receiver, but is the best back they have on that team. The San Francisco 49ers have some good backs, but Deebo Samuel is the best back that these guys have on their team. And I ain't mad at it, having him on my fantasy team. I actually need a little bit more out of him. If not carries, then a little bit more targets. Then I need a little bit more of him out of the slot position, the outside position, man. But Deebo Samuel killing it. Absolutely fucking killing it. Let me go ahead and read chat real quick because it is blowing up. RTPT out of Dallas, Tampa, and the Patriots. Dallas has the worst loss to any team. Y'all should smacked. Well, are you talking about the Denver? That was a fluke game, and we all know it. We're not feared anymore. Cowboys need to play more like the beginning of the season and get that respect they deserve. I completely agree. Don, well said. Moving on to another team that needs to play well to get some respect, and it has not been happening. Carolina Panthers, man, under Cam Newton. Cam Newton, the last 11 starts with the Panthers, and that is going into the last couple seasons that he's played for them. He's 0-11. This guy has not got a win for the Carolina Panthers in a long ass time, man. He's been benched for PJ Walker the last 2 games. His last 2 starts, he's been benched for PJ Walker. And you know the really bad news about this, guys? Panthers designated quarterback Sam Darnold to return from IR this weekend. So now they got PJ Walker, Cam Newton, and now Sam Darnold back on the roster. And this is via Adam Schefter. Trouble in Carolina for Cam Newton. I'm not too sure what is going on with this guy. I don't know if he just forgot how to win, forgot how to be himself. Obviously, he still has the moxie and, the confidence that Cam has always had. But where's the winning that he used to bring? Where is Super Bowl Cam that used to know how to win? Am I right? They are out here competing with XFL quarterbacks, and there is nothing wrong with the XFL, nothing wrong with the FCF, nothing. Those guys can ball 100%. But Cam Newton, Heisman winning Cam Newton, first overall pick, Cam Newton, is not supposed to be competing with guys like this. It's a Spencer Rattler situation. When you're that good, you're not supposed to be competing. And yet, when you're competing, there is a red flag that pops up in everybody's head and says, what am I seeing? What is wrong with this guy? And there is something going on with Cam Newton. You guys see it below. Cam Newton, the last 11 starts with the Panthers, he is 0-11. And this week, the Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold to return from IR. There is problems going on in Carolina, man, and I am excited to see what they do down there. Matt Rule, roll the dice, buddy. Roll the dice. Moving on. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh said his quarterback Lamar Jackson will be day-to-day due to a sprained ankle. Bills quarterback Josh Allen is also listed as limited participant in practice today due to his sprained foot. And this is all current. This is all made today. So this is all current status. Lamar Jackson, day-to-day. Josh Allen, limited participant in practice today. They were having some injuries. Both had some really rough games. Not very good games for either quarterback, man. If you had either one in fantasy, I mean, Josh Allen actually beat me this week in fantasy. He actually saved my boy Devin. Shout out to you, buddy. See you in playoffs, bud. But it's going to be good. He got PTSD from Super Bowl 50. Well, Von Miller was nowhere around that guy. I don't know where the PTSD is coming in from. You know what I'm saying? Where's the PTSD coming from? I don't know. Cam Newton's having problems. But you guys seen it here. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh said Lamar Jackson is day-to-day. Bills quarterback Josh Allen was limited at practice today as a limited participant. So trouble in paradise there too, man. You guys got them on your fantasy teams. You might want to start looking in free agency. And if you're looking for them to, make a deep run into playoffs in real life in the NFL world, this could be a problem as well. Moving on, things are not going well in Jacksonville, and I love this one, man. This is one of our final topics in the NFL before we get into our little first commercial break, man, and I'm excited to talk about it. So things are not going well in Jacksonville. Urban Meyer reportedly delivered a harsh message to the staff saying that he's a winner and that his assistant coaches are losers, forcing them to defend their resumes. It does not end here. Marvin Jones reportedly became so angry with Meyer's criticism of wide receivers that he left the facility until staff members convinced him to return. It does not end here. Myers reportedly upset players, including Trevor Lawrence, by benching James Robinson for Carlos Hyde versus the Rams following Robinson's fumble. It does not end here. Players were reportedly shocked when Meyer indicated that running backs coach Bernie Parmalee was in charge of the rotation, not himself, in the postgame comments. Throwing his coaches under the bus. Doesn't end here. Jesus. Moving on. Charlie Strong reportedly seen as in-house candidate should ownership end up parting ways with Myers after just one season. So you guys seen it. Things are really not going well for the guy, Urban Meyer. Who would have thought that one of the most prestigious, one of the most best NCAA college football coaches would come to the NFL for the first time and struggle and flounder like this? And it is a thing for coaches to come in for their first year and maybe even be great college coaches. Nick Saban, example, and go 1-15 with the Dolphins. Nick Saban, example. But the problem here is no one expected this in the age that we're in today. No one expected him to be the problem. There is never really a coach that is the problem too much unless your name is Jason Garrett. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily know what Urban's problem is. I don't know if he really does not want to be in the NFL. I don't know if it's just not clicking with his players. I don't know if Jacksonville just doesn't want him there. Nobody really knows the problem but the people in Jacksonville and Urban. But boy, do we want to figure that shit out. Am I wrong? Man, Bills have the best backup in the league. Who are we talking about? Trubisky? Mm, 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 mm. I don't know about best backup in the league. He's not horrible. He's not the worst backup in the league. But we just talk about the problems going on with Jacksonville. The problems get bigger for them because they have just been eliminated from the playoff contention. They're not the only ones here. The Jets have also been eliminated from playoff contention, and they are not the only ones here. We went through our 37 situation scenario last week with the Lions, but it just didn't tweak out the way they wanted it to this Sunday. So the Lions have also been eliminated from playoff contention. Sorry, Lions. Smell you next year. Rawr. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. It could go either way right now. It really could, says Bruce Arians on his pending decision about Antonio Brown's returning to the team. How many of them? 37 went wrong for him last week. It started with the Vikings game. That was the one game that went wrong. And then it just crumbled from there. I'm not too sure how many things went wrong for him, but it did not work out. We'll talk about it on Sunday with the Rick T podcast. So tune in then. I'll go ahead and get the data situated, and we'll talk about it then. I don't know how I feel about this Antonio Brown situation. So one of my buddies, he actually had an interview with Antonio Brown's baby mother. I don't know if I can call her his girlfriend, his wife. I know her name is Chelsea. So we had an interview with her face to face, and it's one of my guys, like one of my buddies I talked to. I tuned in, and I was sitting there listening, and he didn't ask her not one Antonio Brown question. And to myself, I was like, are they under NDA? They can't talk about anything going on with the whole disclosure with the NFL? Like, what's going on? So I messaged him, and I said, why didn't you ask her anything? Why didn't you bring up, Antonio at all? She said she didn't want to talk about him. She told me before this interview, do not talk about Antonio Brown. But it makes me think that the shit is getting serious. The shit is hitting the fan. They don't want their information out there anywhere. And this is Antonio Brown and Chelsea yada yada here. We've all seen their Instagram lives when they were going through their little breakup, and it was not pretty. They didn't mind that information being on TMZ. They didn't mind that information being here on the Rick T podcast. But now that we're, couple months, couple years later, it's a problem. And they're going through something bigger here. Antonio Brown's facing prison time if he is found guilty of using a fake vaccination card. And that is serious shit. That is serious shit, guys. So I don't know how I feel about this. Like I said, I'm 50-50. Antonio Brown's just I don't want to call him names, man, but he's just not he's not using his head. He needs to use his head. Mitch took Nagy to the playoffs. That's all I gotta say. Copy and paste. Because you didn't see it. Yeah, I seen it. I don't want to see it. Didn't want to see it. Let's talk about a little bit of college football here. Top quarterback transfers with immediate eligibility according to 247 Sports. So as you guys know, the number one quarterback recruit in 2020, Quinn Edwards, skipped his senior year, went straight to Ohio State, sat the bench the whole year. Don't know what happened. Well, I mean, the quarterback for Ohio State was obviously a Heisman runner. So you can't be too mad, but he leaves, goes into the transfer portal, heads to Texas. As you guys know, Oklahoma guru Spencer Rattler, the number one quarterback in 2019, maybe 2018, went to Oklahoma, played under Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley benched him for Caleb Williams. And now he transferred. He went to South Carolina. And just a small one, man, Kedon Slovis. And this one shocks me the most, honestly. Let's talk about this for a second. Kedon Slovis, the quarterback for USC, transferring out of USC after the quarterback guru coach just transfers into USC. What's the deal there? Was it encouraged for you to transfer? Did Lincoln Riley come in and tell you straight up you're not going to play? You might as well just go somewhere where you think you're going to play because it ain't going to be here, bud. We want to win. I like Keaton Slovis. He was one of the top recruits last year. The year before that, he was one of our top NCAA recruits last year. He was supposed to be a threat in the Pac-12. Didn't end up happening too well. I think a lot of it had to do with the team and the coaching staff around USC. But Keaton Slovis in the transfer portal. He has not picked a school yet. No one necessarily knows where he will go. But Keaton Slovis on the move from USC. Spencer Rattler from Oklahoma University to South Carolina University. And Quinn Edwards from Ohio State University to Texas University, man. So it's getting a little fucking crazy here. Let's get into a commercial break, man. Starting off with this. We had a conversation last week on the Talk Your Talk Show, Rick T Podcast. Sorry about that. Rick T Podcast here on the Rick T platform. We had a conversation about Chase Claypool. Is he a number one? Is he a number two? Is it his fault? Is it the O-lineman's fault that he knocked the ball out of his hand? The guy tweeted and said, clock management, never heard of her. Stick with this, man. This is the Talk Your Talk Show. We'll be back in 5.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Let me ask you,
I
got to ask Jello a serious question. Is Chase Claypool a number one receiver in your eyes?
Yes, with growth. He's still a young guy. He will absolutely be a number one.
No, right now, receiver. Is he a number one wide receiver or is he number two? Honestly,
I mean, on that team, he's number 2 right now. Last year, he was number 1, though.
So you think you think on any other team, he's a 1?
I could name 12 teams right now where he could go to and be the number 1. Jaguars. You could keep going. You could go Seattle. You could put Claypool with Russell Wilson. He could look at. Yes, sir.
Over
Seattle.
Tyler Lockett and DK
Jello's smoking that mother shit tonight.
No.
We could keep this going. There's other teams as well where this man would be the number 1. Not
Chase
even
Claypool
close.
is not that good. So this is my exact point. Before we move on, I would rather debate the fact. I would rather debate the fact that he is not a number 1, and that you can debate that he is one of the top number 2s in the league. I'm not saying he's bad, but he is not a franchise number 1 receiver. He's not.
Giants, he could be a number 1 receiver. Absolutely.
New York.
Yes. No. Who? What are the other Giants in the league?
No, I'm just saying. Like, you think in New York, one of the biggest stages in the world, with his immature ass, he's going to be any better than Odell was.
But he's talking about pure athleticism. And when it comes down to pure athleticism and talent, Claypool's the number 1 wide receiver.
Let's talk about his pure athleticism. He can only run a mother fly route. When have you ever seen Chase Claypool double move somebody? When have you ever seen
all the time.
that?
His dig routes are clean. His separation. I mean, these are things he does. All right, let's talk about it.
Chase Claypool is one-dimensional.
Okay, so people are mad about one dance on the field. You can't call him immature. Where when you look at Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., the things they did, Odell fought a freaking kicking net, for example.
But I don't even think Odell's the number 1 in the Rams.
We're not a fan of Odell. We're not a fan of Odell on this show, so don't throw that in our face.
Eric Holmes, man. We have a special interview for you guys, man. So today, strap up those seatbelts and let's get it rocking, man. As you guys know, Zappers Nation, Beast Nation, Glaciers Nation, Audacious Nation. But let's go ahead and talk about my guy who's joining me today. So, joining me all the way from the sticks. He's been on this show before. This guy has just re-signed his contract to Fan Control Football. One of my personal fan favorites from season 1. You guys may know this guy as Flash, Speed, Zip, Zap, however you guys want to put it. This guy balled out in the one-on-ones. This guy balled out all season long, man. So joining me now is LaMarcus Carradine. What's up, brother? How you doing, brother?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you for joining me, man. I know it's the middle of the week, and wherever you're at, you probably got plans and stuff, getting ready for Fan Control Football and stuff. I'm glad you re-signed your contract to Fan Control Football, man. Was there a lot of thought to that, or did you just know that was where you were going to end up?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like when I end up getting the contract back and they sent it to me, it was a no-brainer for me. I enjoyed season 1 so much, man. Like I had so much fun with the guys, with the fans, just with everybody. It's been a whole lot of fun. Now, I don't really know how else to explain it. It was just a no-brainer for me, man.
But let's talk about the new teams, bro. As you guys know, Jigga Man, one of the very experienced coaches, owners, went AWOL. He went free agency from the Zappers this offseason, and he just made his decision last night. He will be joining Team KOD. So that brings up my next question. Do you think, because you're in Fan Control Football and all the plays and decisions are made by the fans, do you think a team having a big impact coach like a Jigga Man, like a Eric Holmes, you know what I mean? Do you think that's an advantage to your team, having something like that where they can get the whole community together and kind of call the same plays, the plays that should be called on certain downs and such like that?
Oh, most definitely. Because having people like you too, it's a big value boost and everything that goes in Fan Control Football. Because you guys have stuck with us throughout season 1, all the way to season 2. So you know what to expect. You know what we need to build off of, and you know the type of plays that need to be called in certain areas of the field. You guys just know that. So it's a big advantage on having you guys. It really is.
Man, I shouldn't have even popped that on screen. I swear to God, I shouldn't have even popped that on screen, man. You're coming back to Zappers Nation, bro. Now, LaMarcus, I made up my own little, Fan Control Football Council goal for all the players, man. And all the players that I have on this show, Talk Your Talk, the Rick T platform in a whole, I'm giving my own personal, I would say, hashtag Kobe Bryant challenges. When Kobe Bryant gave, his players and he said, Giannis, go win MVP. It gave Giannis something to drive for the next couple years. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing it for every single player on this show. So it is time to get into it. I'm calling it Eric's hit list. Eric's Fan Control Football hit list with LaMarcus Carradine. My 3 goals for you, man. That number 1, I want you to have the most yards after catch out of any player this season in season 2.0. Number 2, I want you to have the best damn touchdown celebration of the year. Doesn't matter what player, doesn't matter if Odell Beckham is in this goddamn league.
Sir.
That's exactly what I want to see. And 3, man, I want to see you franchise tag by the 3rd game. And if I have anything to say about it, Zappers Nation is taking you, first week, 2nd week. We're going to get you a quarterback behind that too, man. We're going to go ahead and ball out, man. So, LaMarcus, my question to you is, do you accept these challenges?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. He accepts the challenges. Let's go. You already said it. Best touchdown celebration. You already know what it is. Yes, sir. Most yards after catch, best touchdown celebration of the year, and franchise tag by the 3rd game. If you guys are watching this, make sure he goes ahead and hits those goals. Man, LaMarcus, I appreciate you for accepting those challenges, man, and joining me here on the Talk Your Talk show, man. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm definitely going to have you back on during the season as the season goes out. I'll be out there in Atlanta at some point or another, so we're going to have to link up.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I got hoes on my wish list.
I got Merry Christmas. Woo! Merry Christmas, everybody. Again, welcome to the Talk Your Talk show presented by the Rick T platform. Let's go ahead and finish this show out. As you guys seen, that commercial was about Fan Control Football. Let's go ahead and talk about fan controlled fucking football here, man. Want to play for the league? Calling all athletes of the LA area. We are currently recruiting players for the season 2.0. Tryouts are on Saturday, December 18th at Jerry Cholba Stadium in Culver City, California. Think you have what it takes? Sign up right there at tryouts.fcf.io. Go ahead and give it your shot. If you don't know what the Fan Control Football is, it's gonna get lit, man. So go sign up, see if you can make it. And let's get it started up, man. April 16th 2022 is the first game, man. Season 2.0 right around the corner, baby.
Fan control football.
You can make the selection on your phone. I got the plays up in front of me. What do we think?
Manziel to throw. For the win! It's caught! Flash Gordon! Renee Montgomery.
Marshawn.
Joe Montana. Quavo joining us.
This roof is going to blow.
Fan Control Football is on NBCLX with season version 2.0 coming spring 2022.
Power to the fans.
Power to the fans, man. One more time. Want to play for the league? We're calling all athletes to the LA area. We're recruiting players for the season 2.0. Tryouts are on Saturday, December 18th at Jerry Cholba Stadium in Culver City, California. Think you have what it takes? Sign up at tryouts.fcf.io, baby.
December 18th in Los Angeles, California. The Fan Control Football Tryouts are here. Some players dream. Others take control. Begin your legacy with the disruptors of professional sports.
And power to the fans.
Fan Control Football Tryouts in Los Angeles, California. Sign up at tryouts.fcf.io.
Man, it is unexaggeration to say that I am so goddamn excited for the tryouts this week, man. A couple weeks ago, they had the tryouts in Arlington, Texas, signed a bunch of players there. That's where me, Tony, and Jello had our money for the most talent coming out of was Arlington, Texas. But let me go ahead and say, LA is getting a lot of fucking hype around it, man. My guy Jake is going to be there. Obviously, the commissioner is going to be there, Ray Austin. Obviously, the founder, Patrick Dees, is going to be there. We have some special names. Austin Eckler is obviously going to be there, being he plays for the LA Chargers. My guy Destroying is supposed to be there. There's some big names supposed to be at this LA tryouts, man. So if you think you have what it takes, go ahead and sign up at tryouts.fcf.io. It's got me thinking, man, maybe I want to try out one day. Shit, you never know, man. But speaking on the Fan Control Football League, I did just order a special shirt, being I finished second in the first Fan Control Football family game night. Rock, paper, scissors tournament between, I think it was like 16 people, man. I finished second in a big ass tournament. Went ahead and got a $25 gift certificate to the store. Went on the store, man. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the merch that they have dropping, man. Fan Control Football doing it big. The All Fun League, Fan Control Football. If you guys want to go ahead and shop at that, go ahead and type in store.fcf.io as well. It's below these images right here. But, man, they just came out with the All Fun League shirt. You guys seen it here. They got the new Glacier Boys, the new Beast. It's not just them two teams either. The new merch for the store has just launched, so it's a bunch of new teams. Me personally, I went ahead and got my Zapper shirt, you know, the Gatorade Zapper shirt, my personal favorite here. They got the Glacier Boys that looks like Glacier Pops, the Beast that looks like a beast, I guess. The Wild Aces, I believe, is supposed to look like a Waffle House, and then the Zappers obviously look like a Gatorade bottle, man. I think the Zappers is the best. Those are not the only 4 shirts that they have, man. They dropped a fuck ton of gear, man. Power to the fans. Hashtag Fan Control Football League. Hashtag Zappers Nation. Fan Control Football doing it big. Doing it ginormous, man. We're going from one league to the next. Let's go to one NFL or one Fan Control Football League onto the one FCF to the NFL. Sorry about that, guys. Got tongue twisted up on that. But man, there's a Thursday night game. There's a couple Saturday night games. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Starting off with the Thursday night games, we have the 9-4 Kansas City Chiefs playing the 8-5 Los Angeles Chargers. The Chiefs are -3, the over and under 51.5. Let me go ahead and talk about this game before I let you guys know this. This is a treat that they're giving us on Thursday night for once. Usually they give us such shit games. Beast is a Pokemon, I believe. Oh, probably. Probably, now that I think about it. Beast is probably a Pokemon. Yeah, I think it is. I don't watch Pokemon and shit. Tell me the guy wearing the Beast shirt right here doesn't look like Mr. Trubisky, though. Let's be honest. We were just talking about Mr. Trubisky. I thought they got Mr. Trubisky to model the Beast shirt. How the fuck did Marshawn swing that? But talking about this, man, they gave us a treat. Chiefs -3. I think this is maybe a little slight. I think they gave the Chargers a little bit of upside on this. -3 is not a big enough slight. I know the coverage in this. It's 9-4 versus 8-5. I have this actually being a pretty decent game. I have the Chargers competing in this one. I won't say this is going to be an ass whooping, but I don't have the Chargers winning this one. I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning this one. We'll go ahead and say 32-20. We'll say 12-point game. We'll put that, what is that? 32, or no, let's go ahead and say 31-20. Let's say 31-20. Put it in at 51 points. The over under 51.5. So obviously I have the under there, but I do have the Chiefs 31-20. 51.5. I have the under on that, man, by 0.5. Literally, my score is up to 51. That is fucking wild as shit. Well, it's gonna be a good game, man. So 9-4 Chiefs playing the 8-5. Jesus, the 8-5 Chargers. I keep wanting to call them the Rams for some reason. My guy Tony is saying, need Herbie to go stupid in my other league. First week of playoffs for me. Wow. Okay. Go Chargers. Austin Eckler is going to ball out. Yeah, man. I do like Austin Eckler, even though he is a wild ace. I do like Austin Eckler. I do enjoy me some Austin Eckler. And you guys know I fuck with Justin Herbert, man. Let's talk about these Saturday games. 12-18 at 4:30 Eastern time. Raiders 6-7 travel down to Cleveland and play the 7-6 Browns. The Raiders are a -1.5 favorite. Over and under 38.5. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over 38.5. I do think this is going to be a little bit of a high-scoring game, even though Baker is out, even though there's quite a bit of players out for the Cleveland Browns. And I showed you guys that a little bit of the show, or a little bit earlier in the show, but if you guys didn't see that, go ahead and check this out. No Troy Hill, no John Johnson III, no Baker Mayfield, no Malik Madwell, and no, not going to say his name right there, but the Browns took it hard. But I do think this is going to be a higher scoring game, so I do have the over 38.5. I got the Raiders winning this one, though. I think the Raiders go ahead and tie their record up, go ahead and go on a 500 at 7-7. You guys remember how the Raiders started off? It's kind of crazy to see that they're about to be 7-7 if they win this game, being that I believe at one point they were like 4-0, 5-0. Like, they've just been dropping the fucking ball. I would be so pissed to be a Raiders fan. I guess that's just the luck of the draw, though. You know what I'm saying? My guy Tony is saying, love this time of year where there are 4 days a week of NFL football. And I couldn't agree with you more with my guy Tony. 4 days of football. But the only thing that kind of disappoints me about the whole thing is it just makes our Sunday slate a little bit shorter. And I love those long, random Sunday slates, man. You guys know about week 6 when there's fucking crazy amount of games on. You know, there's like 6 or 7 morning games, 4 or 5 afternoon games. There's obviously the Sunday night game. There's obviously the Monday night game. Let's not forget about the Thursday night game that was played earlier. Like, that is my bread, baby. That is my bread. But yeah, this is a good time of year. This is the nervous time of year. Usually being a Dallas Cowboy fan, I'm usually not in this position. But being that we're a pretty decent team, this is really a shot for us to do something with it. And there's a lot of pressure being we've dropped the ball so many times, even with Dak and Zeke in our lineup. I'm nervous. I'm nervous around this time of year. So you guys can say it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like some motherfucking heart attacks for me. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. My guy Tony is also saying, Ben saying Raiders would finish 4th in the AFC West. That is crazy that you did say that. You did say it. Said it at the beginning of the year. You did. I know. I remember you saying that. The Raiders are trash. But I got the Raiders winning this one. I got the Raiders winning this one kind of big, too. I'm going to go. Let's go 28-14. I think that's a good score. 28-14. A little bit over the 38.5. The Raiders are 1.5 or -1.5 favorite dogs, or Browns are dogs in this one. They deserve to be. With all the players they have on the injured COVID list or whatever it is, they deserve to be. My guy Astro saying McCarthy and Moore need to learn how to run the ball and clock management in the fourth quarter. That last touchdown of the football team scored was unacceptable. Let's be honest. We should have shut them out the whole game, Astro. Dallas almost let them slide back into that. We should have won that 28-0. 28-3, 28-6, 28-8, because that touchdown was ridiculous that he caught over Diggs. I'll give him that. 28-8. That's what the game should have fucking ended. I was sitting there watching that game just shaking my head like, man, if we lose this, I can't even be mad because I kind of should have expected some shit like this out of the Cowboys, man. I even do that shit as a fan. I'm like, oh, yeah, we up. I'm about to start texting all my friends talking shit. I start talking shit. and then we just start letting shit just crawl back in. People start winning. Like, it just doesn't happen good for us Cowboy fans, us Dallas Cowboys in general. It's just, let's just finish the game out, and then we can talk our shit, and then we can be cocky. Let's just do what we're doing first. Stay quiet, play the game. Let's play some fucking football. But let's get off the Cowboys, man. Moving on to the second Saturday night game, 12-18 at 8:20 p.m. Eastern. The Patriots 9-4 travel up to Indianapolis Colts to play the 7-6 Colts. The Colts, believe it or not, are a -2.5 favorite, over under 45 even. So I got the Patriots in this one. I'm not going to go ahead and take the -2.5, even though I do really believe in the Colts. The Patriots are doing something special here, and it's something that we haven't seen in quite a bit of time. We actually haven't seen it since maybe a couple years before Brady left New England. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see it Brady's last year because they got knocked out. Brady's last throw as a New England Patriot was a pick six. So just let that play into example. That last year for Brady was not good. So we haven't seen we haven't seen Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots be good for quite some time, but they're doing it with Mac Jones. I haven't been able to give Mac Jones the credit, but I'm still so excited to see if he can live up to the expectations that have been given to him. He was the lowest ranked rookie quarterback that got drafted in the first round out of all of them, and ended up being the highest. He has the best win percentage, best completing percentage. He has the greatest completing percentage since 2016 when Dak Prescott was a free agent. So let that play into example. There was a lot of good free agent quarterbacks, a lot of good rookie quarterbacks to come into the league since then and just couldn't do it. So Mac Jones is doing his thing. I still can't give him credit, but I think maybe this is the game where I can really put some trust on him, to come through and beat these Indianapolis Colts, man. So Bill Belichick, how about you sit in the back seat, let Mac Jones, let Mike McCarkle Jones drive the whip this game, because I want to see how he drives. This is the driving test, man. So the Colts -2.5 favorites. Don't trust it. I got the Patriots in this one. We'll go ahead and say 24-17. Keep it kind of close. 24-17. I have the Patriots winning this one. Mac Jones, we need you. If Jonathan Taylor gets rolling early, though, I'll tell you that much. It's over. It is fucking over. Is Taylor back? And that's what I'm saying. If Jonathan Taylor is back and he gets rolling early, and with the Colts being -2.5 favorites, he must be. There's no way they're -2.5 favorites with Carson Wentz and Michael Pittman only. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're good, but that doesn't beat Bill Belichick and Mike McCarkle Jones. It just doesn't. Jonathan Taylor included in that, it does. Definitely. Most definitely. But if Jonathan Taylor can come back and get started early, this is dangerous for the Colts. Or this is dangerous for the Patriots. The Colts could get rolling soon. Carson Wentz knows how to keep his foot on your throat when he gets rolling, man. So definitely going to get intense, man. I appreciate everyone for tuning into the Talk Your Talk Show as we wind down to the end. Thank you guys for watching the Talk Your Talk Show. Wherever you're tuning in from, further from the stove, whether it's from at home, whether it's from at work, whether it's from the liquor store, it don't matter, baby. We appreciate you guys all for tuning into the Talk Your Talk Show. Kept the views up high, kept the chat rolling. If you guys like the Rick T platform, go ahead and tune in on Saturday to the Rick T podcast, where myself, my guys Tony Cave, and my guys Jello Rexel will be talking the most shit about the most trash players and Coach Tony, the most trash coaches, who's in the hot seat, who's popping, who's dropping. We're going to play Let's Get Weird this week. And of course, our famous, intense, magnified Rick T podcast, NFL trivia, man. So stay tuned with us here on the Rick T platform. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in wherever you guys tuned in from. Stay tuned with all of us on social media. You guys can follow me on social media down below at RickT_E, and stay tuned with the Rick T podcast, Rick T platform, the Talk Your Talk Show in a whole. And let's get it popping, man. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. My guy Rick T, or Rick T podcast, RTPT. That's hard to say. RTPE, RTPT. I guess it's not that hard. I just got to think about it. RTPT, we appreciate you. Astro, we appreciate you. My guy Caleb Arasta, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you for tuning in. Don Clark, we appreciate you. Lil J6, we appreciate you. For those of you who just wanted to watch and not chat tonight, I appreciate you guys for keeping my views up. We love you here on the Rick T platform. Stay tuned with us. We will see you on Saturday for the Rick T podcast. I am Eric Holmes. We are out of here. Peace.